Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the second session of our today's workshop, or we can say the last session, which is titled Time Management. Today we'll dive deeper into the strategies and techniques that can help you manage your time effectively, prioritize your tasks, and ultimately enhance your productivity. So stay with us till the end of the session, and we want you guys to take active participation during the session. Okay, guys, now let's start the session without any further delay, and let's invite our host for tonight's amazing webinar, Ms. Fran, to the stage for her presentation. Thank you, and now the floor is yours, Ms. Fran. You can start the session.
Great. Thank you so much, Marja. It has been a pleasure to be with you. I'm really happy that we are here together, exploring about time management. Last time we talked about uh, the power of having a goal or a vision for ourselves. It is as if it's a gift that you give this gift of vision for yourself or goals for yourself to your brain. And so the brain can start operating for finding solutions, finding ways to do things, um, and also putting a pathway forward for our life instead of being sort of uh, kind of wishy-washy about things, not sure about what we want to create for our lives. Time passes by really quickly. It's not forever. The time pass is a time pass. But we can, for future, we can plan, we can arrange things, we can put some vision for ourselves and start so that the brain can start thinking about solutions, about ways in which to do it. Our right brain is visionary. Right brain can, it's artistic. The right brain uh, somebody has raised their hands. Is that because you don't? Can you hear my voice? Okay. Yes.
Yes, we have your voice clear.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
can share your screen.
Wonderful. Okay. Somebody raised their hands, and I thought maybe they want to say that they don't have my voice. Okay. So your right brain is visionary. Right brain, with the right brain is uh, can imagine things, can kind of like uh, have a view of things for you. And the left brain is very linear, it's very task oriented. So together, these two, one can get a vision, one can kind of start imagining like what it would be like, and the left brain becomes not yet. I don't have anything on this. So I'm just talking to you guys first. So the left brain is task oriented. So it is as if the right brain is visionary and the left brain is your secretary. The secretary decides what to do. So here it is. The right brain and left brain, they work together to do something. So you want to utilize both sides of your brain. But if you don't have any vision about what you want to do or a goal, then the left brain wouldn't do anything about it. So that's why it's important that last time we talked about goal setting. It's important to have goals. It's important to have a vision. It's important to have something imagined for our lives to have. But from there, now I want to share my screen with you about finding some uh, okay, I'm getting a hang of Google as well. So do you, do you guys see my screen about happiness? Okay, great. So what determines happiness? Dr. Richard Davidson has talked about happiness, that our brain keeps being shaped willingly or unwillingly. But because we don't do anything about it, it gets shaped very unwillingly. So when we set a goal, we actually shape our brain very willingly. Otherwise, unwillingly, um, something would change our brains, and usually not for the betterment of humanity. So we can take responsibility in shaping our brain and in our own mind. Through that, we can shape our brain as such that it enables our well-being. So uh, the idea is that as we kind of set up our mind to do something, by doing that, we are shaping our brain, and our brain would shape for happiness, for the betterment of ourselves and our society. So Dr. Richardson said that when you're looking at happiness, 50% of that might be genetic. You know, if you have genetic dispositions from your family, from your ancestors, that's how happy you will be. And then 10% of that is the kind of circumstances. Um, is it, you know, if you're worried about where you're going to sleep tonight, if you're worried about when would I get my next meal, well, naturally, this would impact your happiness. But once we have a relatively comfortable shelter, clothing, and food security, then anything after that would be something that you create. It would be yours to work with. It would be yours to generate. So you can take actions, but these actions that you choose, then you can kind of like increase your happiness or your well-being, I should say, not just happiness, but well-being. So I want to kind of like emphasize that 40%, 10% is your circumstances. Of course, if you don't know uh, how to plan for things, if your situation is not secure, I can understand it. Definitely, it impacts it. But I'm saying that still 40%, which is a huge percent, in your hands to do something about it. So last time we talked about goal setting and why is it important. We said that one of the things you can do is a SMART goal, which would be they would be specific, it would be time bounded, it would be measurable, it would be like, relative to the time, and there is some time bound according to it. So achieving the goal is that in this session, we will talk about explain the steps to achieve your goal. What the steps are you be taking to achieve your goal? Then we want to look at to see what would be the estimate of time that I will have to I can do this. And what items do I need to complete it? Because then I'm going to be needing certain things to if I need Wi-Fi, if I need computers, if I need, what do I need? What are the things that I need in order to achieve my goal? And then what obstacles or what challenges, expect stress. If you don't want to have a stress, you don't have to have a goal. But there would be some level of stress. That's the reality of it. And it's not a bad thing sometimes to have stress. Sometimes it means that we are thinking, we are challenging ourselves. There are challenges out there. We are confronting our challenges. We are resilient to these things. So what challenges or what obstacle I might have so I can prepare myself for those obstacles. How will I know when I have achieved the goal? Like, what should we should write it down. Like at this point, if I, for example, get this and that, I mean that I have achieved the goal. But sometimes we achieve it, but the brain doesn't register it as I have achieved this step. It thinks all these all these things wouldn't happen. It's not a goal. But we're saying that no, we actually have these steps. When I get this, I know I have achieved this much. When I have done, I have achieved this much. When I have done, I have achieved this much. So we have to be clear and kind of reward ourselves or give it a pat on the shoulder about to ourselves that I have achieved it. I wanted to do this, I achieved it. And what's my next step? So I will get energy, I get motivated, I get inspired by myself to go to the next level. And how are you going to reward yourself? Like, how are you going to take care of yourself? What are you going to say to your brain? So we all have different uh, time management style. So how I manage my time and what motivates me is different than how you manage it, how your brain works, and how you motivate yourself. So, what is my time management style? And sometimes I can get to keep my management style, and sometimes I have to actually um, have to transform it, knowing the cost of that kind of style. And then we should create a schedule. We have to create daily, weekly, monthly, yearly schedule, quarterly, yearly schedule. I have to kind of create that. Every day, I have to know what steps am I going to take in order to chew another bite from those tasks that I need to do. Every day I have to put that um, in my calendar. I tell the students it's difficult to read a 300 pages books. The reality is that when you're in education field, we have to read a lot. I've just signed like few books that they are each 300. How do you read a 300 pages books when you're looking at it? Of course, it's huge. It doesn't feel like you can do it. But if I break it down to 10 pages a day, at the end of the month, I have read a book that is 300 pages. So I have to kind of like say to myself that on a daily basis, I would read 10 pages. And that would be my goal to achieve for to read a 300-page book. So you need daily schedule, weekly schedule, monthly schedule, quarterly schedule, and then yearly schedule. Because we said you're going to write your goal in different areas of your life, and you're going to write your goal in different timetables. Short-term goals, mid-term goals, and then long-term goals. They all need to be on your calendar. If you look at your calendar and it is blank, chances are you're not working on um, on your goal. So get better at prioritizing. So what is priority for me? That when you do this, it gives you a better priority. Let's make this a slideshow so you can see better. Make it into priority. Make it into priority. Which one is has to happen first? Chances are, if you have written it in a calendar of a daily calendar, then you can kind of uh, you can decide what is going to happen on a daily basis and what is the priority. If you don't have it there, priorities goes out the door. Somebody calls you and says, "Oh, let's go out," and you say, "Oh, okay." Or somebody calls and say, "Come over. I'm coming over. Is it okay?" I say, "Yeah, okay." But if you have it in your calendar, you would say, "Well, from 9 to 10, I'm reading. You can come over after 10 o'clock." So prioritize. Is my reading better to study, or is it better for me to get together with people? Which one is better? Which one has priority at 9 a.m.? Which one has priority at 9 p.m.? What is the priority today? Otherwise, sure, if anything happens, remember, other thing, your brain keeps getting shaped willingly, unwillingly. If you don't have anything to willingly discipline your brain, unwillingly, your brain becomes very relaxed about it. Like, yeah, sure, yeah, we will go out. not today, maybe tomorrow. I will do this maybe tomorrow. And so my brain keeps getting shaped to delay things. And, uh, and then we get very disappointed and unhappy when we look back at a year and we haven't done anything or we haven't achieved anything. So we get very frustrated, stressed, and all of that. But if we discipline ourselves, we don't have to worry about these things. We really don't have to worry about it. So identify your time management style. Some of us are the early bird. I have in my classroom that kid that if the class starts at 8 o'clock, I go in usually early, set up my slides and to set myself up. Already these kids are standing at the door. They're early birds. They want to come in, sit down, and they want to get things done early. When I open up my online class on Canvas, they already, sometimes these are early birds. They already have read and they have questions. And so because they want to have to do a good job to turn in their assignments online. So they're kind of like there, they have read their assignments and they're early birds. They want to do things quickly. Some are balancing the act. So there are some they're kind of like balance. It's not they are not so uh they're not so stressed about things, but also they have they're not late. What there are some pressure cookers, and we will talk about that. But they need to have pressure. They have, and many of these things have been something that you have also trained your brain to wait for pressure to do things. And some are improvisers, like it's late, but they can kind of like that. Now, if you are an improviser and you do the early bird, they don't have the skills of improvisers or the pressure pushers. When they are under that kind of a pressure, they break. So if you have that style, never wait for pressure. Never wait for pressure because then that paralyzes you. Because they're these guys. And these guys, if they start too early, also they get stressed out because it's too long for them to wait. So they're like early birds, they are the balancers, and they're pressure cookers, and they're improvisers. So I wanted to ask you, what are your style? What are your style? Of managing yourself? Like, what are your style? Like, how many of you, I can ask you, how many of you give me by thumbs up are early birds? You start early. By judge of this, I think you're, you're early bird. So, how many of you, like, you think you have a good balance? Just thumbs up. How many of you have good balance? Okay. How many of you're pressure cookers? And you do better under pressure. Okay. And how many of you are improvisers? Okay, we'll talk about that. Um, uh, really good. That's good. That's good. So when you assess uh, your style, then you know your time management. Then you know what you do. If you're kind of like an improviser or a last comer, then you know that uh, you really have to do that. You really have to. Let me see. Um, okay, if you're kind of like you can see your style being last comer, um, uh, then you know you're going to have to be a little bit more. Uh, the oh the Can you see it now? Marvin, can you see the can you
No,
see
I
the
think
slide?
I thought it's my connection problem, but no, I don't have.
You don't have the slides.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. You don't have the slides at all.
yeah, I think
Okay.
it
Hold
is
on.
your connection problem. We don't have.
Okay. Let me do this. Uh, okay. Can you see it now? Okay. So am I correct? You can see it now?
Yeah, I see some thumbs up. I think they have, but I don't have.
Oh, you don't have the slide? Because I came out of the presentation mode. It seems like presentation mode is stopped.
Yeah, if you can stop and reshare, that will work.
Oh, okay. But you have me now, right? You have me now. You have my screen now.
Not, no, we don't have.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have it now? Yeah, you got it. I think. Okay.
Yeah,
So I
now
can't.
it is.
Oh, oh, it is okay. So I'm sorry. Then you have to excuse my all my tabs open. I went to a presentation mode, and so I'll go back to just kind of like you had this one, right?
Yeah, now it is visible.
Visible. Yeah, I had to get out of presentation mode. You saw this one too, right? When I was talking about it, you had this one too, right? When I was talking about this, Marwajan, you had seen this slide. Okay. And then did you see this slide when I was talking about identifying your time management style? Did you see this one? Okay. So we talked about the early bird and the balancer and the pressure cooker and the time management. You had this one. Okay. Now I am very good. Thank you so much for giving me a thumbs up. Thank you. So now talking about assessing your responses, like you look at your responses, how it is. If you're early bird, so you like to make checklists, you like to feel you have like a great satisfaction to have a to-do list. You really should have a to-do list every single day. When it comes to assignments, like for example, you want to get started as soon as possible. Your strength is that what you want and you're driven to figure out how to achieve it, then your motivation is never really a problem for you. You are motivated. That's your strength. Your challenges might be that you get more caught up in getting things done as quickly as possible, and then not to give you a chance, enough time to really mule over the issues of complex issues. Then you want to just get things done. Sometimes it becomes so stressful to get things done that you don't look at the quality of things that you're doing. So if you have that, the reason I'm talking about it is that uh, let me start because okay. Okay. So you want to kind of like if you know these things about yourself, then you want to start paying attention to it. You want to start paying attention to it. So if you know that you're an early bird and you're just so want to kind of get things done, maybe the quality gets compromised. Then you know that you have to go back and watch yourself. Is this, oh, I got it done, but I got it done too fast? Is it did I do it right? Did I do it correctly? Did I do it thoroughly? Because I just want to kind of get it done and submit my assignment. So kind of look at those things. When you know this about yourself, then you can watch yourself, observe yourself, and you can transform yourself better. And the whole thing is that about transforming your attitude. How can I transform the things that they don't work for me? So these are the challenges of the early bird. Tips for your success is that you're because you're organized and you're top of your work, you can make sure to take time early to enjoy learning. Remember, kind of like your education or your time isn't about deadline and checklisting things. It is about quality of things that you do. Now, if you are a balancer, it's good that you're kind of like a naturally prone to net that balance things. This kind of like you want to organize yourself really well, and because you have this well-rounded strength that you have about balancing things, as opposed to just kind of rushing things. Your challenges would be because you're so consistent, sometimes you can get a bit of a rut and begin to kind of comes in the class rather than really challenging yourself. But, again, you have a little bit of a problem of the um, of, of, of early birth as well. So your tip would be to instead of simply doing things, take the opportunity for growth. Take the opportunity because you have started things start becoming alive about challenging yourself. It's all about being able to challenge yourself and learn from that. So you have the strength to work under pressure. You want to accomplish things, but also you want to be challenging yourself to learn things. So your success is that give yourself small, achievable deadlines. Like by when I want to do this, by when, always having it, by when I want to do this. Again, go back to your to-do list. Your calendar should have a daily to-do list there. So if you're an improviser, it means that you usually wait until the last minute to assign things, but it's because you're able to get away with it. That's kind of like a plus. So your strength is that you can think quickly. You can think very quickly. You can kind of get things done quickly. You don't you don't wait anymore. But the kind of like the trade-off of that is that sometimes you wait until almost too late, almost too late to to give things in proper timing. Like if something really needs a week, you want to get it done okay, in a day. So you don't give yourself enough time to think it through, to do a thorough job. So tips for you is that you can, I mean, I think you can take things around very quickly, but make a plan to organize your time and don't wait for the miracles to happen last minute. So organize yourself. The tip is that you're the kind that you definitely need discipline of putting things in a daily basis rather than waiting until the end. Uh, slide has changed. Okay, something has gone wrong with my slide. Something went wrong with my slides. I'm not sure what happened. So that's okay. That's okay. I happen. I have them here, so don't worry. Um, so, and if you are like a really a pressure cooker, then you don't, you know, you're really not giving yourself enough time. You definitely need to start disciplining yourself and having a plan of action. So if you know your style, you know, those who are pressure cookers, their strength is that a good thing about it is that they can uh, work really quickly under pressure. Again, they can think quickly. However, they may really not turn in good quality. And over the course of time, you will get really stressed to the point that you don't want to do things anymore. And that becomes your habitual way of doing things, uh, which kind of like stops you from turning quality work or doing things. And so if miracles won't happen, then things won't happen. So you don't want to get to the habit of that. You want to get into a habit of doing your time management. Uh, so, uh, okay, somehow something went way under my uh, with my assessments. With my slides, I have no idea why. Uh, but I have them. So when you have, we said that remember write them in different areas of your work. We said like your goal, into your short-term, midterm, and long-term goal. Now, in your goal setting, you want to kind of like we talked about it, explain the steps that you want to achieve it, estimate the time that you need. Do I need a month? Do I need 2 months? Do I need 6 months? Do I need a year for that? What items do you need to complete it? And I want to kind of go and work together on this one. And we talked about what obstacles do I have and how will I know that I have achieved it and how would I reward myself. So let's work with this. If you don't mind, kind of like, I have always asked to be always be prepared, having your laptops, your computers, your uh, a piece of paper and your pen, pencil, anything. So choose one of those goals that we talked about last time to start working on. If you don't, if you can, please share with me, explain the steps, and you can write them in the chat box. What steps do you have to do to achieve that goal? And what estimate of time do you need to achieve that goal? Some of you explained to me last time that you probably want to become a doctor, but at the moment, uh, being a physician is not being shared. It is not being offered. So you don't want to stay away from your goal. You don't want to say that, okay, well then I won't do that goal. But there are ways to do it. There are ways, if my brain is working, and my brain is uh, planning, then I would say, okay, so how do I do this? Then maybe I need to uh, do a lot of research. I give myself a month every day for 2 hours. I will be, and I'm not kidding, 2 or 3 hours. I would do research to find out how it can be done, how in other ways that I can do it. Um, I don't have my high school diploma yet, so my first step is that to get my high school diploma. Are there online high schools that they can give me credentials of a high school. Yes, maybe I researched them a lot, and there are a lot of online high schools for me. Perhaps a high school uh, classroom without walls, for example. Um, there are, in many countries they offer these online uh, high schools for people around the world, and it's not only for certain groups. People around the world, uh, perhaps they're in refugee camps, perhaps they're in places um, that they cannot, uh, they don't have access to it. So a lot of places around the world, they offer online high schools. So maybe I can finish it there. So what do I need for that? For a month, I'll find out if there are and what are the ones that are good for me, the timing will work for me, and all of that. So what do I need? I need a laptop, I need a Wi-Fi. So how do I go to get about that? I will find organizations perhaps that they could help me. So constantly, um, because those things are out there, but I need time. I need every day to get to it, sit down, and that perhaps with a group of my friends, we can put our monies together and buy a laptop. And a group of my friends, we can do it. So I will have to look at my challenges and the steps that I need to take to be resilient to get that done. And then once I get that done, then I would go again to online universities to get that done. Maybe I have to travel to places to get that done. So all of these, they need planning. They need to be on a daily basis, taking actions. Um, all of these needs every day. My brain be flexible, uh, open to create that 40% happiness for myself. Um, every day I can be generative. Every day, if I have a very fixed view of how this should happen, it may not happen that way, but I have to be flexible to how this is going to happen. So I need to be my brain needs to be extremely uh, flexible, creative, uh, happy, optimism. So uh, good news makes good brain. Every day to give good news to my brain and design my time and design my environment. Design your time and design your environment. So that needs to be designed. And for that design, I need my time management. I need to know what I'm doing every day, how many hours, when, morning, evening, all of that. These to-do lists, my to-do list of a daily should coincide with what I want to achieve in 1 week. What I want to achieve in 1 week, my calendar should coincide with my monthly calendar. My monthly calendar should coincide with what I want to achieve in a quarter or in a year. What I have in that calendar should coincide with my goals, with my short-term, midterm, long-term goals. Does that make sense? I have to actually plan it. I actually have to put that into action. Does that make sense? Can I get your thumbs up? That if you can hear me okay? Okay. Okay. So that's important to actually plan for it and put that into a daily. Uh, so yes, we don't want to procrastinate. There are enough things that makes us procrastinate. People they play games and then they say, I don't have time. How could it be? If we are playing games and we are on things, how could it be? We have time. We just waste our time. And it's not our time is not garbage to be wasted. Time is not garbage to be wasted. Time needs to have value. Time needs to have uh, uh, to cherish our time and do good things with our time. Um, so stop procrastinating. Don't delay things. The sooner you start acting, the better it is. So we talked about identifying your management style, that each style has a, a management. So then start kind of like, I give this sheet to students to write down what things do they do every day to Monday to Friday from 5 a.m. to all the way to 12 p.m. What do you do? Put everything, the time that you slept, the time you were driving, the time, everything, and compare this, and also put this Excel sheet for yourself and come up with an ideal time. Okay, when you total this time and total it and see, like, actually, how many hours did you spend? If you said I would sleep with 7 hours, if you slept 10 hours, then you know you were wasting 3 hours. Like, as a human being, you need about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If you find out that you're sleeping 10 hours, 11 hours, then that might be it. That might be an issue. So trace yourself and see realistically all the things that you do. Like, how many hours I do this, how many hours do I study, how many hours do I read, how many hours do I plan for my goals, just how many hours do I do things. So uh, you want to you want to trace yourself and then trace yourself again. Let me see if there is any issue. So I opened it for you. Um, so you want to see, um, what's the difference between the time that you said that you will do versus the things that you spend your time on it. You want to compare these two and see how well you're doing, how well you're planning your day, how well you are working on your goal. Does that make sense? So trace yourself, total the number of hours, look to see what you have done totally, how many hours I drove, how many hours I slept, how many hours I worked on my assignments, how many hours did I work on these things, kind of like versus kind of the idea. I thought I was studying a lot, but when you're looking at it, it's like, actually, no, I think I did a lot more games on my phone than I actually did something with my time. So you kind of like, you see, am I working on my goals or not? So kind of like looking at it, how many time, how many hours. This is for my classes. So I'm asking them, oh, your class time, come and go to your classes, your work. A lot of all the students here, almost all of them, they have to work because it's very expensive to live here. So they all have to both go to school and work. And how many hours do they spend on studying and or how many hours do they spend on their social activity, on social media, getting together with their friends? How many hours do I sleep? How long do I take for my hygiene, showers, getting ready, and all of that? You have to allow time for these things, um, but allow proper time. Not too much, not or not at all. Chores at home, we all have things that we have to do at home. Driving, traveling, for preparing for our meals, um, hobbies, sports, working out, exercising, things like that, or internet gaming, and things like that, or other major activities. So kind of like uh, spending uh, ide- keep track of ourselves, ideal times versus uh, actual time that we have to spend on it. Okay, okay. So your calendar, your calendar, your calendar, uh, how you set your calendar. Um, you can set your calendar any way you want. Stop sharing so I can do. So you can sometimes you can buy the calendar. Uh, a lot of the students here they buy it. Uh, Fortunately, there are always a lot of, and there you can kind of write it down, maybe better. Uh, some they create online calendar. There are a lot of apps, also time management apps that you can download the time management app and kind of work with it. Again, daily, weekly, monthly, set them up. There are sometimes you can get artsy and create your own calendar, like you know what you like. So create it that way, but always allow like one um, kind of a book read or something like that for you to do your daily journaling. Somewhere you record how you felt that day, what did you do, how you do every day, how did you how did you do? Reflect on your challenges, reflect on things that you need to improve on, reflect on things that uh, didn't work well. Um, so they need working. You have questions. You need people to help you with it. And some the things that uh, work really well, like they do them like really good, and you want to do more of it. So what worked? What worked and what didn't work? What worked that I do more of it? What didn't work that I would transform it? What didn't work that I need to not to do it at all? So keep reflecting on it. You don't want to make yourself bad and wrong. If you didn't do things, you want to look at it, how I can transform this habit. Oh, okay, I did it this way. That's not a good way of achieving goals. Okay, how can I transform it? What do I need to do to transform it? Always, always working to find ways to do it as opposed to making yourself feel bad, blaming yourself. That's not going to go anywhere. That's not going to change anything. To blame yourself. What it would change then is that to say, okay, I did it this way today, it didn't work. I'll do it tomorrow. I rearrange myself for tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it this week by this time. That would work. But blaming yourself, that wouldn't that wouldn't do anything. That wouldn't do anything. Blaming and feeling bad, all those things, they wouldn't change anything. You can be happy with yourself, say, you see how what a good person I am, I felt bad about this thing, but ultimately it doesn't change anything. Ultimately it doesn't change anything. So I would suggest that always uh, find a way to do another to transform out yourself when things they don't work. So I want to wait here and stop here and give you 5 things to always every day remind yourself. If you could write it down, wake up and pay attention. Wake up and pay attention. Be present. Be present now. Good news makes good brain. Give good news to your brain. Always give your brain hope. If you choose it, it will happen. If you choose it, it will happen. So if I choose this, it will happen because I'm working on it. If you choose it, it will happen because you're working on it. Be the master of time and space. Number four, be the master of time and space. So know your time management. And number five, design every environment and circumstances. Not always our environment and our circumstances is to our liking or easy. We have to design it. It doesn't happen like that. Even places that you think these things are easy, they have other things that they have to work with. They have other challenges. So design your environment and your circumstances. So please remember those five things to give your brain to work with your time management. So with that in mind, I'd like to hear from you. What did you hear? What do you intend to use? What do you think would be helpful? What questions can I answer for your time goal setting and time management? I want to give enough time for you to ask questions or just kind of tell me what things are your concerns, or what things do you need to, um, what questions you might have. I want to make sure that I cover those with you as well. Want to ask me how are you? I'm good. I'm good. Now that I'm with you, I'm really good. Now that I'm with you, I'm really good. It's truly an honor to be with you. Yeah. What questions you might have? What questions you might have? Exactly. Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. What challenges you might have? What challenges you might have? Hold on a second. Let me look at them. So, with the option about having a plan B, is plan B demotivating us from the first plan? What do you mean by plan B? I always have a plan B because plan A may not completely work. I always have a backup plan because you don't know. If things are uncertain, you might you might need to have a plan B, and always, and not plan B as a way to get out of plan A, but plan B just in case things that you have planned is not working or it needs a different kind of attention. Yeah, yeah, no problem with having a plan B. Procrastination is a major bad habit that nowadays most people are facing with. I agree. I agree. What would this webinar offer us to overcome this bad habit? Um, the webinar is saying that if you don't um, train your brain, your brain keeps training itself with habits of things. The webinar is saying that you manage the time, you manage, you put on a daily basis, what am I going to do? And do what I will accept I would do. That's integrity. That I would do, I would say what I would do, and I would do what I said I would do. And that's the way I get out of my procrastination. Because procrastination can easily, uh, we would love to do that because then we don't have to have any discipline. We don't want to have any discipline. We don't want to do it. That's natural. That's a natural human tendency. A few of us might be a little bit. Um, I think, discipline by nature, I don't know, but most of us, we have to train ourselves. Procrastination might be a very natural state of mind for many of us. So that's why I'm saying put a daily to-do list for yourself. Set a goal for yourself and say what you will do and do what you said you will do. And then that way, after try this for 21 days, uh, usually the habits have a tendency to stick with 21 days practice. Do a 21 days practice, stay with it until that becomes your habitual thing and you get out of the procrastination habit. Great question. Um, thank you so much for the presentation. Please share the PPT. I will share that with the group. I will share it with more of the job. Next session. Thank you. Thank you. So 21 days. Uh, do a 21 days challenge. I would say do a 21 days challenge to say that I do what I said. I will say what I will do, and I will do what I said I would do. Do a 21 days challenge to set a goal for yourself and get out of waiting. The last thing you want to do is just waiting. Nothing will happen if you're just waiting. Nothing will happen. You keep creating small steps. If you can't do big steps, don't worry about it. Small steps. Chip, 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 chip until you break a huge stone. It was very interesting. And thank you. Okay, okay, okay. And what else do I see here? Um, so so stay with that and create new habits. Stay with it and create new habits for yourself. You will see how different that is. I promise you. Within 6 months, you will find yourself to be very proactive rather than inactive and waiting. Uh, you don't want to have that for your life. Another thing that you can do, I would do that often, and that exercise really changed my mind, is that think about the end of your life, whether it is 10, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 80 years, whatever that is, ahead of that. Think about that. Think about at that moment, what regret do you don't want to have? What legacy do you want to leave about yourself? What things do you want people to say about you? So you're looking at the end of your life, the type of things that you want to achieve, the kind of legacy that you want to leave behind, and you work it back. So you work it back through your time management and feel like, what should I do I need today, this week, this month, this year? What do I want to do to get me step closer that at the end of my life, I will not have a regret. I will leave a legacy behind and I will be happy with my life, with the way I lived it, with the way I lived it. So I would say do that exercise. It would be very transformative. Great, great. Many thanks for your kindness. Thank you very much for the interest. Which method is better method of managing day or managing day of week? By writing your to-do list, to have a calendar for yourself every day, the night before or early morning, write down how you're going to be spending your day. That would help your goal. However you do it, it's fine. If you keep it here, it doesn't it doesn't keep track of things. It forgets when something happens. Write it down, declare it to yourself. Somehow declare it to yourself. You have to declare it somewhere. So you will be accountable for it. You will be accountable for it. Sometimes I ask people to hold me accountable, uh, and then they will tell me that you said you will do it by the end of the week. Have you? And then that helps me to be accountable to somebody. It's hard to be accountable to yourself if you can. That would be awesome. Or be accountable to somebody to ask them to keep me accountable. Or I would write it down and I see it that I haven't been accountable to myself. Somewhere you have to see it. Would you please explain a bit about 80-20 rule in time management? What do you mean by 80-20? Uh, oh, I missed a few here. Which method is better in managing a day at time? I think we talked about having a calendar. There would be a better way to manage your time. Uh, I can't see slides right now. We don't have any. I don't have any slides, but I will send you the slide, so it can be shared with you. Thank you, Soccer, to make us to. Thank you so much. What about soccer? Uh, and which is a better for time management? Yes, having a calendar, having goals, and managing your time to see how you're spending your time. Know how you're spending your time there. Uh, Dividing the time. Dividing 80-20. Uh, okay, let me, how do I motivate myself for success? Um, First, define success. Success is different people's minds. First, define the success, and then when you know what is that success, you can set goals for that success. Some people's goal to success is to get their education. So if you know, some people's success is to make money. So they will do that. Some people's success is a career that they really passionate about, they really love. We talked about those 5 questions, remember? Lastly, like, what would you want to do or be when nobody else is watching? So who do you want to be? So what's your passion? What's your career that you want? So uh, first know the success, and then break it to smaller pieces. What do I need by when I need this success that I define? I want family by that's to me that's success. Whatever it is to you, you have to define the success to yourself first. And then break it down into short-term success, mid-term success, long-term success. What is it? In what timeline do I want to do it? And then put that in your, what do I need to do to get to that success? If you want your education, so what do I need to do to become a doctor, an attorney, to a good tailor, a good seamster, to have this business? So kind of you have to define the success to you, you know, and then work on time management of it. Uh, the the timing that you want to spend um, on this is that I think you want majority of your time, 80% of your time, to be spent on your goal. That should be your daily work, daily daily thing. Um, and then maybe 20% having leisure time, fun time, and all of that. But it should be your goal should be you should be so passionate about it that it doesn't feel like work, and it doesn't feel like work. Like, I love teaching, and I spend most of my time teaching, and it never feels like work. It never feels like it. It always feels like play. I always like to be kind of interactive with people, and learn together. Because I don't see it as teaching, I see it as learning. So I always love to kind of teach and learn. So have it, have your goal as such that it makes you playful rather than to make you free. That would be tough. That would be tough. Google constantly offering new things on the side. It gets me distracted because constantly keeps things pop up for me to do. Jasmine, Jen, it's good to see you. All right, what else? What else? What else do you? We have a few more minutes. And let me know what your questions are about, and what uh, what do you want to know more? Calendar, setting up a calendar daily, weekly. That's what we get out of this session that we have. That you have to put your goal into action, and these actions needs to be every day of your life, every day of your life, to take action towards your goal, and that's your job every day. That's your job every day to prepare yourself for the end of your life. Every day, prepare yourself for the end of your life. That you will have, you can look back at your life and say, I have no regrets. I have no regrets how I lived my life. I have no regrets how I lived my life. If I look back at my life and it was all busy playing games on the computer or hmm, I don't know, it's not bad, but what if, what if I did, I did achieve a much bigger goal for myself and for humanity? What if? Oh my God. I'm sorry, Hezbollah. Um, I'm sorry that the sound doesn't come through okay, but I hope everybody else was able to hear it. Hopefully the YouTube has captured as well. Hopefully that's captured as well. What other questions you might have? What other concerns you might have? How many of you can design a calendar for yourself? Or how can I help? Just let me know in the chat box. How can I help? Then link, meaning the slide? Sure, I'll share this slide. Hamidullah says that some people make goals for themselves, but in midway they might be demotivated or they can't push themselves to go forward. What can be the reason? Um, it's a great question. It can be several reasons. Uh, First of all, uh, you might design something in the middle of it. You might realize that this is not exactly your goal, and you have to tweak it a little bit. Um, Secondly, it might be your goal, but it's just taking longer time. You want to see things like that, and it's taking time. That's why I'm saying reward yourself. Know that you have achieved this stage, because if your brain doesn't doesn't see it in bits and pieces, and it only sees the big one, and the big one is not here, it gets demotivated. That's why I'm saying that know every bit of pieces that you have achieved. Tell your brain, I achieved this much, and rewarding yourself. That will help you to keep being motivated. Keep being motivated. Because if you look at the big picture, and the picture is not here. If I wanted to be a doctor, I'm not talking, 3 years has passed and I'm not a doctor yet. But being a doctor is a 9 years ordeal. Because, but if I say, oh, I passed my first year, I celebrate my first year. I know this is towards a big deal. So the second year, oh yeah, I passed my second year, and I can celebrate that. So you will always be motivated. But if you don't know that you have achieved something and you keep working towards the bigger picture, you get tired, you get more demotivated. You don't want to wait. It's kind of like, but sometimes genuinely, it, you grow up and you change. You grow up and you change. But that experience of doing things is not a waste. It's not a waste. You have gained things. You have learned things. You have learned how to discipline yourself. You have learned, at least you have learned that's not what you want. So you can reassess and you can redo it, but never be demotivated for life. Never be demotivated. Always keep the inspiration. Be in the spirit of things. Being in the spirit of things. So yeah, that's why I keep saying have like a smaller goal and declare to yourself that I got it, that I got it, and celebrate little steps, not to be um, demotivated. As well as this, how can I manage my time? Well, that's what we have been talking about. uh, write down every day what you have done. Compare it to what you think it should be done, and then stop doing the things that you shouldn't do, and start doing that you should, and start doing the things that you should do. That's why if you have a goal, if you know every day by then, by when, if I have to get up at 8 o'clock, if I need to manage my time, I need to get up at 6 a.m. I have to wake up at 6 a.m., not 10 a.m. So I have to know, um, I have to know what's my goal today to manage my time day by day by day by day until I'm in charge, until I'm in charge. Yeah, until I'm in charge. Not my unruly brain in charge, until I'm in charge. Good. How do I manage? Okay, I study a lot during the day, but I don't know why the result of my study is not good. What should I do? Don't worry about it. The result of your it's difficult, especially if you're studying in another language. It takes time. Maybe you need more time to study. Maybe you need also more effective way to study. We have to learn some of the things that I work with the students, the art of reading, note taking. Those are the skills that the study skills that you need to learn. Find out which one of these study skills you're lacking and start learning. And you can communicate with me. I can help you with it. But you have to learn a good study habit and skills of studying. Because that's why you need help. That's why the education system there to have skills of note taking, reading, uh, remembering, recalling, remembering, memorization. All of these things are skills that you need to learn. So sometimes don't beat yourself up. You just go find out about these skills. I can help you with it, or you can Google it, whatever. What are good skills of studying? So maybe you need that, or maybe you need more hours of study. But uh, find out. This is great. This is a great question. And I study a lot, so why can't I see the result? So maybe in my skills, I'm lacking some skills that I need to go find out about them and learn them. Um, can manage my time, you can manage my food. You, I don't know why I don't hear you. Your sound well. I don't know. Um, uh, how do I study effectively, which needs less time and learn more things? How to be disciplined in our daily life? Good question. Very good question. Um, there are skills, like I was responding to Pamela. Uh, there are skills that you need to learn, successful skills, and I can I can put a series of resources for you together that maybe you can learn about like those skills. Like I said, skills of reading, skills of note taking, skills for memory skills, skills for writing. There are like a lot of skills for us to learn. And then um, uh, how do you discipline yourself? Again, by setting calendar for yourself, saying that, oh, these things that I need to do today, I need to get up early. I need to meditate and do breathing exercises to be focused, to pay attention, to whenever I'm reading something, to pay attention. How do I focus? How do I concentrate? Discipline myself to say that I read, for example, 20 pages today. I will do two assignments today. I will do, and I need this much time. Put that in my calendar from 10 to 12. Like I put that from 9 to 10 every day. I read for 1 hour. I have to. So kind of put those things in calendar for yourself from 9 to 10. These things, they don't magically happen. You're going to have to plan for them. From 9 to 10, I'll be reading. So anybody calls me 9 to 10, I'm reading. I'm spoken for. From 10 to 12, I will be doing my exercises. From 12 to 1, I would rest, eat, rest, take care of myself. From 1 to 2, just having a very disciplined daily, I go to bed at 11, and that's it. No matter what good things are out there, I'm going to bed at 11 because I want to wake up at 6 a.m. fresh. So discipline yourself by putting them in calendar, declare what you're going to be doing the next day, and stick to your calendar. Stick to your calendar. Sometimes urgent things happen, so you reschedule yourself. So you reschedule and you will say, okay, this urgent thing happens now. I will take care of it now, but I know from this time to this time, I will come back to it from 9 to 12. I come back to it and I will get it done. So, so that doesn't go away. That doesn't go in a la la land. So you're still in charge. Yeah. So when urgent things happen, you reschedule yourself and you have to do the things that you said you would do instead of maybe leisure time, maybe cut into your leisure time a little bit. Maybe cut into your leisure time and get that done. Rearrange yourself. Find the time, but don't let that go. Don't let that go. And then, Hasibola, what message did you want? Can you hear me okay? Yeah, sorry. So maybe for those of you who couldn't hear, maybe when it comes up on the YouTube channel, maybe you can hear it okay there. So if you have any question there, you can rewatch it and get that there. But you can also reach out to me, and I will share my slides with you guys so you can see the slide. But for those things that you missed, you can probably um, you can probably get it via the YouTube channel. Possible, John, can you repeat your question so I can maybe address it again? If you want to write it down, I can address it again. I'm trying to find your. I'm trying to find your. I'm trying. Uh, I can't hear it. I want to find out your original. Uh, that which way is better to manage our time? I think that was your question. Um, how to manage our time? Like I mentioned, to always uh, to always have a calendar, planning, always plan for it. That's the thing. Always plan your day. How do I do my time management? Plan for your day. Plan for your day. Don't wait for things to just happen. When I study, my mind is now focused and I have more distraction. How can I concentrate more on my goal? Great question. Um, so uh, keep bringing your attention back to what you're studying. Make it so again, these are skills. Don't blame yourself. These are the skills of learning. Nobody likes to sit down and read uh, material that they are not very interested. So naturally, your mind starts going to places. So prepare some questions for yourself. Look at the end of each chapter that you are studying. Find out the question and try to find the answer to those questions. So while you're looking for those questions, your mind cannot be wondering because you're looking for to answer those questions. So have some tricks for the brain to engage it with the material you're reading because most of the time the material may not be as inspiring as you like it to be. So make questions for yourself to answer. And there are skills to that. I try to send you YouTubes and uh, things that would help you with the study. Uh, Time management is important in human life. I thank you for teaching such an important subject. How many times we should set for our goals? We said that you will have midterm, long-term, short-term, midterm, long-term goals, and you can write it in different areas of your life, whereas your careers, your family, um, your spirituality, everything. So I would say write your goals for a 1 year goal, and then a 3 year goal, and a 5 year goal. I would write my goal in different areas for that. Assess them. You may grow up, and that might not be your goal anymore. You may achieve it already. So assess them. See if you have every day. Look at them. Where is it? Where is my goal? Did I kind of get closer to it or measure it? Am I closer to it? Or am I further away from it? Is it still my goal? Is it still you grow up and it changes? Change it. But while you have those goals, you're helping your brain to grow. That's that's the that's the important thing. The goal is or vision is a gift to your brain. So it kind of keeps it motivated as opposed to having none. You can set it as many as down as you want. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. Yes, for those of you who are interested to learn about study skills, there's a lot of help. Don't blame yourself. Um, you need to learn skills of studying. It's not your fault. You need to learn how to do it. There are skills to do it. Great, great. I think we are good now, right? If there are more questions, I'll be happy to answer. I'll be in touch with you to send you slides. I'll be in touch with you to send you some resources. I'll be in touch with you to send you some link to videos for you to learn about how to study. So yeah, stay tuned. All right. Okay, Margaret, do you want to bring it to an end?
Yeah, thank you so much for the great presentation and valuable information. As we come to the end of our workshop, I want to express my sincere and heartfelt appreciation for dedicating your time and providing this opportunity to learn and enhance our skills regarding two important topics, which are time management and setting goals. And a special thanks to the all participants for their engagement and participating in our webinar. We are thrilled to inform you that, as promised, each of you will receive a free certificate from Afghanistan Open University organization. More information will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Thank you all once again and have a great night. It is time to say bye bye.
Great. Thank you so much. It was really an honor to be with you.